Nepal has always been the sanctuary for Tibetans fleeing from China. But since 2008, the Tibetan refugee community has been coming under increasing pressure. In 2008, there were uprisings in Tibet. And in solidarity with that, Tibetan exiles and refugees in Nepal staged protests at the same time.
ngazungila taji lunani shu dongsa didi dongde ta changma dong chubda changma tangsa an dini zonga na be diji do ta kansa kunjagi this pebara that this thangachida.
The Nepali government, in response to pressure from China, cracked down very hard on the Tibetan protesters. There were many casualties, many people were hospitalized, and since then there has been an ongoing crackdown and a repression against any further protests or assembly of any kind. The Nepali government is cracking down on Tibetans for a number of complicated reasons. China, as a close neighbor, has historically been a tremendous provider of aid, both in terms of development, infrastructure needs, and investment. And it's very difficult for a very small, landlocked, poor country like Nepal to say no in any way to the pressures that come from a regional giant like China.
Pebala ngone thane freedom mindus tha ngone thane gi phaila Nepal la freedom mindus pebala pe misigi church na chima jo ani langala dona ju suzugi thologi suzugi rikshungi thologi na bani ju onde chine konjogi thanda che megela konjogi ani da sim ani konjogi nima mangbo zonga la judu pe lompam do samjala.
A lot of Tibetans in exile in Nepal live in refugee camps. The larger number of Tibetans in Nepal today are stateless. They're having trouble getting proper papers. Access to refugee status has been denied, and identity papers have been denied.
Birth registration lani janmadata lan chikti gore kandachin lagyo na dishugu dinalani parke yomare mingzamado ane zugdi ke yomare fingerprint din ke ku jomar di medu ani chidan ding yego re lawajigi ani chentu marwa.
Without these documents, they have no way to prove who they are, where they're born, and that in turn deprives them of further benefits in terms of education, in terms of jobs, in terms of their capacity to move, to own property.
High education and lobzon ya chelan kyaga drogire and kyaga drudi takbarishin azo sanzamna bribe chide ore komi gyani gete ore khana ngana certificate ke ko je mare tuen identity azo ke ko me lagire and pesha tena tango ore pesha maden thago mare.
There is certainly a perception that Chinese intelligence presence, both in Kathmandu and throughout the country, has increased over the last few years. We are seeing CCTV cameras around Buddhist communities, increased police surveillance, increased armed police surveillance of these areas, and increased presence of security in these areas leading up to and after, for instance, the Dalai Lama's birthday or the Tibetan New Year.
Best of the current Dikogan and Dila Conso Candy cheat out, Diko to Raguzi. Go to the Lapa to Conso Candice code, the Yamina Lapa Koniki drinks, the Dilla free Tibet Pearl and you're at Tibet. That was a Lapa Holland coin.
She said she took on the Penanga Lord Chukching in the capsule of your misery. Manzo the Shimzo Hansung Bena, the Lord Mapchung Azum, Shizadin and Tavre, Soviet and then Anzuke Lumbati Tim the Samal Zugurs and Yapos and Tavi in the Sani Shenja, the Jasala, Dulam Kanga Mevche.
The Nepali government should allow the Tibetan population to express themselves freely, to express themselves politically, religiously, and it should issue refugee papers and identity documents to Tibetans.